Chat.
Hey, how come they can give away 4K a day and we can't get new microphones?
Ooh.
I know that.
That's okay. Hey,
Chris Galbraith is his first and last
that was,
name.
Chris showed up today in angry old man mode. You better stay in your corner.
Correspondent Bob Castro says President Trump is not shying from his support for Kavanaugh.
President began the week holding his fire and
13.
wanting to hear what his team's Leslie Ford had to say about the alleged sexual assault when she and Brett Kavanaugh were in high school. He ended the week at a Missouri rally, putting that aside.
We have to fight
The
for
mood lighting, man.
not worry about the other side.
The president tweeted Friday that if there wasn't a
Yo, it's like midnight in here. Are you going bad?
reported it to police
Huh?
back then.
Yes.
The backlash from women on Twitter brought the hashtag Why I Didn't Report.
Gary Ashton, what's up?
Oh, he was Fleetwood Mac. Oh, what's up, Gary?
Hey, did you
Is he
talk
on
to him?
there?
Did you talk
Oh,
to him
what's
about a
up?
broker?
Yeah, he was at Fleetwood Mac last night in Vegas.
Jealous.
Thanks for the invite. Carly's a little mad.
Did you talk to him about a real estate broker?
No, yeah, I'll tell you that afterwards. You can't do it. I'll tell you something.
Yeah, we can. We're doing it right now.
They have to only be doing one thing. They can't split doing different things. What I understood.
Oh, well, that's
They have to be dedicated 100%.
Yeah, so
Oh.
if they have their broker's license with another.
they can't be our broker.
That's probably.
Well, that's see the girl that was our broker owned a flower shop, so she was on her license just parked. Yeah.
What he called their U.S. masters.
Well, looks like you're gonna have to come off the hip.
We got about 2 minutes. 1 minute.
Sorry, it's okay. Chad's rubbing off on you. I understand. It's okay.
I just got 7 million.
Don't.
I understand.
That raise their risk of cancer don't know it. I'm Christopher
Hey, Sarah.
All right, here we go.
From the Beacon Capital Management Weather
She'll get
Center,
good.
here's your
We got about a
Make
minute.
sure the girls are taking care of.
Mostly cloudy with periods of rain and thunderstorms today. It'll be cooler with a high of 78. Rain continues at times tonight, low 69. Tomorrow,
Oh,
cloudy
there he
with
is.
rain and thunderstorms again, high 77. Little change on
Morning,
Monday, rain
Joe
and
Brock.
storms, low 70, high 80.
Betty
And
Adams.
on Tuesday,
Hello, Miss
low
Adams.
80,
Long time.
just isolated showers, high 82. From the Forewarned Weather Center, I'm
All right.
meteorologist Dan Thomas.
Uh-oh, here we go.
brought to you by
We're live. Hey.
Go to RTM
filming.
Roofing.
No, I'm talking about this.
Your roofing needs.
Yeah.
Ah, that's
Well,
right.
we're putting them in the corner this morning. It's going to be one of these days. I tell you what. You know
Man.
you're live in this studio
Yeah.
right now. You know this is a live show.
Well, man, and then finally we got the band back together today. It's been a while.
It has been a while, and one thing I noticed. By the way, you're listening to Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 997 WTN. We're putting baby in the corner, and today, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We'll get to that in a minute, though. But
First, we're gonna go on an angry old man rant.
yeah, it doesn't even sound like your mic's on over here.
You know what?
I don't
It's
know.
on?
It is on, but it's just real low. But anyway, yeah, it's one of these days today. It's hey, go Vols. Vols playing the Gators today.
Yeah.
Go Vols. Gator hater right here. I'll still do your roof.
Okay.
We got a great day today. We're going to be talking with Mr. James Oldham of Nashville Roof Consultants, and I've known this guy for a long time. We had him on a while back, and I wanted to bring him back on again because we're starting to run into a lot of these. You know, they call them tall and skinnies. You know, those buildings that they like you were talking about off air just a minute
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Where they'll take one lot and they build two houses and they're just tall and skinny and there's you can pass sugar between the windows,
Yeah.
and some flour and all that good stuff. Well, nevertheless, there's been a lot of issues we've been running into those TPO flat roofs. So I know he's been doing a lot of consulting in that field, and I want to get his take on, what should a good flat roof have, a TPO, and whether or not it's commercial or residential. I want to jump in a little of that, and then wherever else he wants to bounce to, we always talk with him about that building envelope.
Yep.
It is an envelope, and there's a lot of moving parts. One of the most important parts is the roof. Otherwise, you don't have a building. You just have four walls. It's called a pit. The money pit. Remember seeing the money pit way back in the day?
I do.
But anyways, so we're going to be talking busting about that today. Man, I got to say, I don't have much of a rant today other than just, we had our one caller there 2 weeks ago, our very first caller,
Yeah.
official
Call.
first caller. And he'd already had it replaced.
Did you go see that guy?
I did, yeah. And he'd already had it replaced. By the time he called us, he's trying to find out what to do now. And whoever they did a good job. I got there and like, well, this is good.
Yeah.
And he had some caulking things. He had an IKO roof, It was an IKO Cambridge roof. That's a great roof. We're certified in IKO, and I was looking at it. Everything was installed good. Needs a little ventilation, but he's good. A little caulking. They put screws. Use nails instead of screws and some things like that, and then caulked over it, starting to wear away. But nevertheless, this whole week I was trying to write down because we got in here a little late, coming in hot. That
you French?
Yeah, we.
No, we wasn't late. You was.
Well, we all walked in at the same time. Let's put it that way. So, and we are normally quiet when I'm the only one here, which is great. I've had a couple shows where no one's here. It's like less stress.
We're just paying you back for doing the show without us.
But there was a couple people, and I left this card in my truck. But this week I've had 3, if not 4, of times I walked up to a client. Or just walked in a business to get some propane and Art Pancakes, and they love the show.
Oh, nice.
The guy was out. I noticed him staring at my truck. I got the placards, little magnets, whatever on the side. I'll do that. And it says the IKO roofing and RTM roofing, and he kept looking at it. And I was sitting there talking to him. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but what's up down there at Art Pancakes, man, on Owensville Road, great place. But they were filling up my propane tanks, and he kept looking, and all of a sudden he goes, I heard RTM roof. I'm like, oh, great, thanks. He goes, yeah, we listened to y'all every Saturday down there working board. I'm like, oh, I appreciate that. I started laughing. I didn't know whether to run or him go, y'all don't know what y'all talking about, boy.
Well, we don't, but we try.
I know. And then, so that was one, that was good, It makes me feel like my rock star status again. It's pretty good back in the day. That was when I had long hair there, Chris.
Yeah.
So, he's an angry old man mode today, so I'm going to press some buttons. But then I went to another client, it was a commercial client, an optometrist over on Owensville Road, or actually on Thompson Lane. And I walk in and I start talking to her. She's got a metal roof. Matter of fact, Jamie, I want to talk to you about this metal roof. And it's on purlings, metal purlings right through there and everything, and it's having leaks. It's easy, just about 5 penetrations, and they've already gooked it all up and done everything you shouldn't have done, but you know what I mean. So, or if not, listen to the next segment. We're going to tell you what that was. And she goes, oh, by the way, there's a building inspector here too. He's not doing the roof. I want you to look at the roof. I said, oh, that's fine. That's no problem. So I go back there, and the gentleman walks up, and like I said, his name's eluding me, but we're going to get him on the show. And I'm Chad Rowling. I was with RTM Roofing. I'm here to, I'm going to jump up. He goes, oh, yeah. He goes, if I listen to you, I'll listen to y'all each week. And I was just like, wow. He goes, yeah, I've told her you need to get these guys out. I listen to them all each week, and they know what they're talking about. I've done this enough in my life. I know, I'm shaking my head too. I think you might have a little nip right there where he got up there and pulled the shoestring, doing home inspections, 3 cases in 3 hours, and 3 hours for home inspections. But he listened and listened to the show, and that's how we got referred to there, right? And lastly, I'm out with one of Gary Ashton's team. Gary's out there in Las Vegas right now. He's with Remax Advantage here in Nashville. If you don't know him, then I don't know where you're at, because he's on every billboard, 100-mile radius, all over Topgolf. Anyways, he's out in Vegas now and texted me a picture this morning or last night of him picturing with Fleetwood Mac.
Touching Fleetwood Mac?
Hanging out, backdrop.
Nice.
Yep. No, easy. We don't get nobody sued. No.
Oh. I didn't mean like inappropriate.
No. I'm
just
messing with you. This freaking atmosphere nowadays, everybody gets so sensitive over anything.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Hashtag me too. But golly, that was good. Anyhow, so one of his Angela Durr, one of his real estate agents, called me out. They were having a roofing issue. They're selling the house, what have you, and she's having to leave. I meet her out the property. She's having to leave, a little early, go for another meeting. And the couple that lived there had already moved. So it's vacant at the moment. They're selling it, and she got her on the phone because I want to make sure the other areas I need to look at, other than just just overall, they had specific things. And I'm talking to her. Angela leaves, and so I'm still like, well, if she's gone, and I'm still talking. She's pointing this out, and I was like, telling her what we do. I was like, well, be sure to get your roof inspected yearly. Were you moving to Nashville? Did you move in Nashville, to another house, or did you move out of state? She said, no, we built a house and this and that. And I was telling her the protocols that we always, try to help people and tell people to do, and with their roofing systems. And she goes, oh, no, my husband, he listens to you all the time. He wanted to be down there. I said, no, you just stay here, leave him alone, let him work. He goes, no, I speak his talk. He's been in radio for years and this. He goes, I will speak his talk. And we'll go down and talk to him. And I was cracking up on that. I thought that was awesome. And I said, by the end of the phone call, I told her, I said, hey, You'll have my number and my email when I send this estimate over. Tell your husband to call me, and I'd love to have lunch with him. Sit down and talk. He ran a big country.
Well, let's bring him on the show.
Oh, there we go. Bam. There we go. That's what you're here for.
Good ideas. Or putting you on the spot, one.
No, it's both. It's both. Again, I go back to this thing I've got written in my top right corner of my paper. It says quiet. Everything was quiet at one time.
Yeah, it was.
But no, it's been a good week. What's been on your world?
Man, it's been hot. Hot and hot. We've been setting light posts, working on an old gazebo in Smyrna. Really just kind of running around. You guys put on a big giant roof for us this week.
Yes, we did.
Where we had lots of parking.
Where the water was coming in from 4 foot over.
Well, that's right, and that's something. I'm glad you brought that up because I was fighting you that day. We're both standing on top of the roof, and I'm like, "There's no way." And
Let me give Jamie a picture and the people a picture. We're on the front slope, and it's hipped out in some areas, but we got 2 valleys right and left. You got about a 15-foot ridge, and then obviously it goes down a little bit.
It's a 2-story duplex.
Yeah.
And it's big. It's
So we're right in the middle of the field. We're 10 foot down from the ridge. 7, 8 feet to the right's a valley, 7, 8 feet to the left's a valley. Another 20 foot behind us, 10 foot behind us is the eave.
And I'm
right?
in the attic looking.
He goes, go over here, and I walk down about 10 foot, and that puts me right in the middle of the field. So he comes up. There's, absolutely nothing. It's just shingles.
And I'd already been inside the house. I looked in the girl's bedroom. I looked where the beam was at. I found, it had to be right in the middle of those 2 dormers that are on the front.
Guess who? Y'all do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't even do that.
The shingles are so brittle. They number one, they would tear. But even if you did,
You still couldn't have seen
wouldn't,
it.
You wouldn't have seen it. You know why? Because it was 4 foot over to the, or 5 foot over to the right in the valley.
In the valley, and you
It
could
working
get
its way over. Yeah.
But
Do
the
you speak?
whole,
You can. Hey, this is my. Hey, Kevin, you put his mic on.
I got it.
Oh, cool. He's ahead of
But-
there. You go.
Hello.
wait, you could put your hand in. Okay, so where the valley comes down into the flat, where that joint in that
Yeah.
plywood is,
Right.
you could get your whole hand in there. So even if you did peel up the shingles,
The-
it was still underneath the felt.
It was running across.
It was
somehow.
going across
It catches,
joists.
so most of the time, what I like to see is dog ear is what I call a dog ear in a valley. So when they run their valleys over, they always cut those shingles and they leave that sharp point that peeks into the valley. Well, when the water runs down the slope of the valley, it catches on that point and will run over the full length of the shingle and come down the water line.
This leak ran over rafter. No
Chasing.
watermarks on the bottom of the plywood. No water stains on the rafters.
chasing
Nothing.
the top of the shingle.
And then
coming over in the
it
water
dropped
line.
down, and you couldn't even see where it was dropping
And
down.
I was
at.
telling him there was a gas
frustrating.
penetration over there. There was a gas stack over there, and then I said, well, it could be that and running over, or this valley, but there was a firewall there too, so that sort of stopped some of that, maybe went over.
Right.
And then over to this other side, it could be in this valley. I was like, I could see, we were tarping the area. It was like, well, it was tarp, but there was some hail up on that roof. There's some other things that we were dealing with. And I was like, I don't want to keep. This gets into exploratory surgery all of a sudden.
Destructive.
Well, this is the one. And,
Destructive
well,
surveys. I like that.
Destructive survey.
Well, and speaking of angry old man, on this particular roof, I had to actually talk Chad off the ledge one day because I was
that
stuck
girl,
between
man?
a property manager and Chad trying to get my point across, and it wasn't going across very well.
Well, the point.
But he listened for once, and
I do
we,
listen.
we got him a roof.
I do listen. Yeah, I do.
Everybody in the whole
Kim's over
room shaking their head like, no, you don't.
By the way, we've got Sarah in here.
So-
We've got Chris. We've got James.
And
We've got.
we've all known
Carly,
you
we
for a
got
long
Kim.
time, and no.
Yep.
Just curious.
Kevin, I listen, don't I? I listen to people.
Even Kevin's eyes are big. I mean, he knows.
Just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
was it a 3-tab or dimension?
3 tabs.
It was 3 tabs.
Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty.
Yep.
It was older.
Yeah, it was. It was. And my whole point was we went out there for initial leak, right? And I'd found a screw inverted coming
A
up.
3-inch
out-
screw, by the way.
Yeah, where they had
Screwed something from underneath and
straight
went
up.
Went straight through the plywood and through the shingles.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what were you?
So I'm getting up to
It
look
happened.
for a leak on the left side, left elevation. I walk up near the ridge, supposed about in the middle of the house, and we're not far. I'm just on the opposite side, really, where this other issue was happening. Same area though, same line.
Yep.
And there's a screw sticking up. I'm like, well, there. Okay, so I repaired that. We charged for that, right? I noticed hail damage. I noticed some wind damage. It's the roof's gone anyhow.
Yeah.
So my thing was that when they call me back to go back out and repair again, and then to go back out again, I was like, wait a minute, y'all need to first see if you want to do insurance, because don't spend any more money on this roof. You're just throwing it away.
Yeah.
But sometimes people do, and some
It's a
others
rental
don't.
property
Yeah.
too.
Well,
So-
let me get a trash can for people that want to just throw money at it. They just throw it in this trash can.
Well,
I know.
see,
that's where I'm old school.
Well,
that's
and
where it
property,
gets me.
property
But
management
I'm
is
with
a
you.
difficult
It's different.
business.
That's
It's what it
what it
is because you've got the property manager, you've got the tenants, then you have the property owner.
That's
And so
right.
you're dealing with all these three
Yep.
different entities, and then you have a roofer that you're having to deal with, and I'm the superintendent, and I'm trying to be like the go-between, and usually I'm the angry old man, and I can't in this position. And so anyway, long story short, I argued with him the whole time. We were on another street. I was like, nah, that ain't it. It's right here. So we tarped it.
My mentality for years it was fix it. I always wanted to repair, and I always wanted to try to save people money by
Yep.
not having to replace. But there is a certain point in time where you're like, all right,
You're putting a $1,500
Yeah.
transmission in a $500
And-
car.
and-
Buy another
and
car.
I
That's
knew,
right.
and I knew that if we went up there one more time and made a last ditch effort,
Yeah.
took some pictures,
And I agree
put a
with
tarp
that.
on there, took a bunch of pictures, and then we finally pitched it to the property owner, and he was just like,
He was great.
"Yeah,
Let's do it. Let's get this done. And that's what would have happened. I'd have went out and lifted those shingles up, for $365 up to a bundle of shingles and replaced all that right in that middle and trying to find the watermark.
Still wouldn't have found it."
Then not found it. Then go, oh, by the way, it's going to be another $650 to replace this valley. And next thing you know, you got $3,000 and a $6,000 roof. That's 18 years old.
yeah,
That's just not, to me, that's not good return on your investment.
it's
And now everybody's happy.
That's good Allman Brothers,
It is a good song.
but that's not.
Now
good
everybody's
ROI.
happy.
And when we come back, we're going to be talking to James Oldham. You're listening to Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 997 WTN, and he's with Nashville Roof Consultants. We'll be back. No, let it go. Yep. Be easy. What's up, Brad?
RTM
From Dallas. Greetings from Dallas. Nice shirt. Go Big Orange.
Hey, can I do this?
What's up? Oh, you a Gator fan?
No,
Oh.
I just, I'm not a football fan at all.
All Nation right there.
Oh, gotcha.
What is that?
All Nation. VOL.
With RTM Roofing, your job is too small.
There you go. Oh, here it comes. I'm getting to sit over here now.
Seems a little stupid, but all right.
Some people mistake it.
Says a
for-
person that's got a hole in her
I'm gonna
shirt.
ask you a
Mistake what? What's the mistake?
It's inappropriate for live TV.
The big shocker.
The shotgun.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a good day. We're live right now on Facebook. We're waiting on commercials. We're about to be back. If you're out and about, go to iHeartRadio, search WTN. Otherwise, you can you stay on this or go to 99.7 FM and you can catch the show every Saturday, 11 to 12. Thanks for checking it out, though. We got turn back that light down a little bit. I like my lighting. Where's the lighting director?
Kim was lighting director.
Keep going.
It looks terrible.
About right
on mine.
there. What's that?
Mine looks terrible.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Even worse.
There we go. Watch this. Let me show you how to get some
You just
lighting
want a
here.
glow on your face.
Well, yeah, it's the, I gotta have a little, gotta have it right. It's the rock
the darker it
You
is,
don't
the
have that
better it
rodantic
looks.
field.
Oh, the Rodan Fields. I don't. No, I don't. I'll tell you. No, see, that's what I'm talking about now. I got the lighting over here. This got the white light here. It's like a soft light from the screen.
maintenance.
I mean, Boucher. Or what you call
Bougie.
it?
Bougie. He said Bougie. Bobby
Boucher.
Boucher.
I think it's Bobby Boucher.
He said, is that the same as Boucher?
She said Boucher. What's
Not
Boucher?
at all.
I'm thinking BS when she
said
said
Bougie?
Boucher. I'm like, what is that?
I
said
didn't make him
Bougie?
say bougie though.
Which one of them said it first?
Kim. No,
I
Kim.
was calling somebody bougie, and Chad was like, "Is that like Boucher?" I was like, "Not at all."
It's Boucher. Oh, Boucher. Bobby.
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, so you want to talk about the
Yeah, we just can't say specifics because I think that it's actually going to be in a lawsuit.
oh no, none of that. Just
Talk
just
about scenarios.
TPOs. Let's talk TPO. Let's talk commercial roofing again in the building envelope. And just start. I'm gonna start with what you've been doing, how you got here, and the normal. But we'll just slowly come in and then and yeah, just talk about some commercial maintenance, and some things you've seen when you go out. Some of the problems you've run into, such as the insulation or not seaming it right or whatever. I mean, just knowledge, any knowledge I can get out here in this area.
We'll figure something.
Be great. Oh, and I gotta remember. I have to write it down.
Yeah,
Otherwise.
all these damn tall and skinnies, dude, they are jacking up Nashville, man. It does
crazy.
not look good.
They're building them all over East Nashville.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the girls, the property manager that works for us, she's flipped 40 of them over there.
You're listening to Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 997 WTN. Yeah, you are. Wrecked them? No. Dang, they killed them.
Wrecked them, hell.
Yeah, you're listening to Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 997 WTN. I'm Chad Rowland, the host, owner of RTM Roofing. You can reach us at rtmroofing.com or 615-500-0751 for any of your roofing needs. We're going to be sitting here. I'm also sitting here with Chris Galbraith of Westwood Management. And I've got Miss Kim, Miss Carly, Miss Saren. Well, we got them numbered today. We're 3 for 3. We're balanced. That's a good one. Normally we're outnumbered, Chris. That's usually what I thought why you was always angry. But
No, I'm just angry in general.
no, okay, fair enough. Look at Kevin even picked around nod. He's like, yeah, look like that. But anyhow, we're sitting with James Oldham of Nashville Roof Consultants. We've had him on here. It was probably about a year ago or 6-8 months ago. It's been a while. Last fall, I think it was. And as a matter of fact, we were talking one day on the show and started mentioning building envelopes, or Chris mentioned it, and you brought it up. And then you also brought up that great term for when water goes uphill versus downhill.
Yep.
And so now,
What is that term?
The term is where the heat effect gets it, so we call it water running uphill.
Okay, I thought you had a fancy word for it. My bad.
that's what I was going to say, Jamie, because I couldn't remember the word either. But there's a great physics, chemistry word out there for it. But never, because water will go uphill. That's just like it'll move sideways, not downhill. It was about level of where that leak was. We was talking earlier.
Directly sideways.
But so we got James Oldham, like I said, with Nashville Roof Consultants. How you doing this morning, big man?
Good.
Are you we're gonna do a gutter demonstration when we leave here? I noticed you were hauling some equipment when you pulled in.
Nope, not today.
Okay. I saw a big gutter machine. I'm like, I need some gutters. It's a neat machine. It's neat what they do, how they run those seamless gutters. I don't see how they do those like 60 footers. I mean, you gotta have 6, 7 guys. I mean, you're taking it all up one monolithic piece.
3 guys can do a 60-footer pretty easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That blows my mind. But so now tell me, just to give people some little insight, where you from? How'd you get here? How'd you even get it before you even got in this crazy business? What'd you do?
All right, so to start it off, my career outside of high school went straight to working for Metro Parks as an ice rink employee. So I drove the Zamboni for Metro Parks for a while.
That's awesome.
Was there when the Preds started out and did part-time with them, but left the ice rink in '99 and got into sheet metal and roofing. So stayed in architectural sheet metal and roofing for several years and then resigned and went to work for the government and managed facilities for the building envelopes. So we had the entire facility, exterior walls, windows, doors. The building envelope encompasses anything where water and air can intrude into a facility. Did that for the owners as an owner rep for the government and took care of those facilities and resigned that and got into the consulting field. The consulting field kind of allows you to branch out where you can help everybody instead of just focusing on one entity, although it is nice to have that comfort of one entity. But
When you call an entity, what do you call an entity?
Working for an employee. I mean, being employed, so having somebody that you respond to every day. So being self-employed, you can help everybody versus just focusing on one person.
And what your boss wanted you to.
That's right.
I'm
That's
with
right.
you.
So me as a person, I like to help. I'm a helper. I like to work. I'm a worker. So any time where I can help somebody do something that fixes something, relieves a problem for them, I'm excited.
I know there's a lot of times when I've, back in my previous employments, and even now with RTM, where I'll run into something made. This guy's a master copper guy. This guy knows more about copper than I think even the penny does. I'm serious. It's some of the best copper work I've ever seen done. I've seen this man do. And it blows my mind. How did you get into that? Is that just from jumping into the sheet metal work? And
To be honest, is meeting my wife. Plug to my wife.
Okay.
Meeting her.
What's her name?
Courtney.
Hello,
My
Courtney.
wife, Courtney. Yep. Meeting her kind of pushed us in a direction to where I had to grow up and get out of the $10 an hour job and move on to a career. So the career put us into architectural sheet metal. And I thank a friend of mine's dad, Carlton McGrew, thanks Carlton, for coming and pushing me in that direction. The first thing I saw was a guy making a pearl drum sign who was who's somebody I talk to now, Jim Forster. Thank you, Jim Forster. And seeing him make a pearl drum sign and all that cut out and welding it together, I was just like, oh, I mean, I just get really excited. And I was like, oh, I want to do this. I want to make stuff because
Yeah.
I've always liked to make stuff. And that's kind of what pushed me in the right direction. And then it just started from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Copper work is an art.
It's fun.
It's really, because some of these areas, like where you come, like for what Chris has over at Westwood Management, they've got these houses over there, and I don't know if we can mention the property or not, because you probably know it. But anyways, the rake's going down, the siding wall, then there'll be a brick kick out at the bottom. You know, it's just not flush where it just goes on. There's a brick kick out that comes out, 3 inches, whatever it may be. And of course they're leaking. And there's a couple things you can do. You can maybe try to do a diverter somewhere, to take a lot of that water away from it before it gets there and just running up it. You could do a metal pan in that area to wrap around like a metal counter flashing pan and come on out. But that's got to be specific. That's got to be, you're not bending and tweaking
when
that.
you do it, you want something permanent in a location like that,
Yep.
which is where copper would come in. You don't
Yes.
want to rely on a sealant.
No,
You
right.
want to have something solid. You could use stainless. You could use galvanized, but then with the galvanized and what it takes to solder galvanized, it'll end up rusting out. So you might as well just use something. If you're going to spend the time and money,
Yep.
spend it permanent so you don't ever have to mess with it.
Yeah, and plus copper's malleable.
Oh, yeah.
It's forgiving.
Fold it.
That galvanized, and even the steel pans and all that, you've got to be specifically,
Yeah.
3 foot and an eighth or 3 inches and a quarter, whatever it may be. Versus copper, you can
Kind of mold it,
You
and
mold,
bend it around,
yes.
fold it, and if
Yeah.
you start getting into the soft coppers, you can roll it around and do stuff like that.
People with copper roofs, copper gutters out there right now, what's their maintenance? Because I ran across a copper standing seam on the most beautiful roofs I've seen.
Say if it's standing seam, double locked, or something like that, your maintenance is minimal. If it was done right the first time and everything's soldered tight, everything's got to be sweat. You don't want to just see surface solder; it's got to sweat through. And if that's put on right, you wouldn't touch that roof again. It goes in and it's done and finished.
What does a copper roof cost per square?
Oh well.
Just
let's-
general.
Let's say right now with prices of copper can fluctuate. So
Crazy,
they're really
yeah.
based on the square foot price of copper. So I mean, you're talking. Let's say it's $6.50 a square foot. So you multiply $6.50 a square foot.
That's $650 square,
just for-
$650 a
that's
square.
just raw cost material,
Yeah.
not even getting it
You know.
fabricated. So you bump up pretty high.
About
to the
12,
20
2,000,
You can get up into
2,000 square?
20s to 25s if it's done right. 2,500
A square?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, it really does depend on what all you run
And
into.
there's no small houses that have copper roofs. Not typically.
There are some, but you don't see it a lot on these residential houses. You see more of that in your Vanderbilt universities, Belmont universities. You see it on bigger buildings and
Because they're going to be there a while.
residential.
Because
That's
they're
right.
planning on being there a while.
That's right. It's like slate.
Slate, yes.
Well, what I meant by that, like, you're not going to see that on a 1,200 square foot house. You're going to see it on a 10,000 square foot house or something.
Yes.
Where they've got the dough to
But
put into
the
it.
benefit of it though too is the average roof replacement is anywhere from 6 to 10 years, right? From hail or wind, not just it wearing out, but
Yeah.
other than that, it'd be 15 to 25 years is your average roof life around here for your standard architectural standard 3-tab. I always say with the 3-tab, what do you say, Jamie? If you get 15 years out of it, everything else is bonus now.
State of Tennessee, if you didn't, which now they've got 25-year 3-tabs. State of Tennessee with our weather pattern, you get hard rains, crazy winds,
Fluctuation in
average.
temperatures.
Let's say you get 22 to 24 years out of a 25-year 3-tab. That's
If
like
you're
the-
maintaining it,
That,
if you're
that's
not just
you're
leaving it alone.
maintaining it and you don't
Yeah.
have any storms,
Yeah.
there's no problems that come through with that. You can limp it along. Now, for example, my old house had a 25-year 3-tab. I got 28 years out of it, but I was doing repairs all the time
Constantly.
until I could get the money to replace it. I mean, it does
But if
cost money.
if somebody was charging you $300 a pop coming out to replacing shingles and you had to do that, you'd probably
You
8
could've-
years sooner would have
that's
probably
right.
gotten a roof.
That's right. That is true. Luckily,
Yep.
I could work on my own roof
Yep.
and limp it along, but I did get 28 out of a 25-year.
But see, that's right. But it took maintenance.
That's right.
You just
It
didn't
took a
leave it
lot
sitting there
of
because most
maintenance.
roofs I run into that'll be 12 or 13 years old on a 3-tab are gone.
Yeah.
They're literally just gone. It's the granules are gone. There wasn't proper ventilation. The nails on the boxes where they use nails and not screws with grommets have just rusted, and the pipe boots you can stick your whole arm down in. I've run into that a lot this week. Is number one, a lot of actually wind and hail damage on some of these roofs. Some of it within the last year. Some of it was some old damage that you could see. But pipe boots. People have no clue. I got sent out to a leak to look at one thing.
And most of the time they don't see those leaks because the pipes go straight down in the wall,
Yep.
and the water will run inside the wall cavity. And
That's
they
right.
don't know it until it's a bigger problem.
I
That's
got
right.
one for you too that I ran into. So
Grumpy speaks.
I'm letting y'all talk.
Well, we're going to let him talk right here in a second.
Yeah. We'll be right back
That's
with this.
called-
No, I do. I've got one that I came across that I've never seen before, and I want to see what you guys think about it when we come back.
You stick around here for 3 more minutes. You're listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN. This is Renovation Nation.
Grumpy speaks.
We could go on for hours.
That's-
every.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I don't interrupt. Let's let y'all just keep on.
I'd
But
love to have to bring you back in like in every other week or something, and because I like bringing other people in, but this is really good talking because we can cover. This
Windows, doors,
yes.
walls.
You've seen the hover of the stuff, haven't you?
Yes.
Isn't that sickening?
Hey, speaking of which, I've got a drone guy that I'm talking to, and he's doing for the real estate agents. He's doing the 3D matter ports. It's insane.
What, flying in the house? You're doing that whole
No,
thing?
He's got it set up where he goes and he sets a camera and takes a picture and then loads it up, and it's 3D.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's insane. I'm pushing for some of that with the roofs, of course, but on my commercial facilities like schools and stuff. It's pretty nuts.
Ask about Tim Leap Roofing's on-site.
Oh, is he advertising on your show?
Or online reviews for yourself, and then call.
Can I speak on that? Can I be like, hey, I heard Tim Leaper advertising on your show?
Well, you did. You're hearing it live on Facebook. Must be doing something right.
I'm Julie McSpick-Peak,
I'd be
Tennessee
like, I know
Commissioner
Tim
of Commerce
Leaper.
and Insurance and the
You
state.
should, dude. You should like give a big shout out to my band Tim Lieber. Just heard the commercial, man. Good job. Now back to the real talent.
What's funny is I mean, we trained Tim.
Distracted driving is
Yeah.
anything that diverts a driver's
Yeah.
attention away.
I remember when he started into it.
Always
Yeah.
remember
And the same person pulled Tim in and started Tim. Carl McGregor.
get behind the wheel.
Well, I mean, good for him though. He's doing well, right?
When you're driving, focus on the road.
That's what we want. Everybody to do well.
Yeah, always.
Just don't be advertising on this show. Now you
That's
crossing
probably
the,
That's
intentional.
funny.
crossing the line now.
Who all we got? We got Scott Reagan, Connor Lewis, Sherry Wagner. What's up, Sherry? John Belvedere, Brad Pittman, Greg Martin, Mackenzie Woods, Shannon Priest. What's up, Shag? Dan Osborne, Bobby Smith. What's up, Bobby? Mr. Smith. Brad Pittman again. Teresa Jones, Melanie Miller, Rachel Bird, Chad Pinkston, Dwayne Reed, Joe Eva Painter Davis. Tex Smart. Oh, that's Brian. What's up, Jim Morris? Breaking Chad. He did hashtag breaking Chad
That's
over there.
pretty funny.
That's bad. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Like, what's up, y'all? Got the people out there. Got to got about another minute of this commercial, and then we get back in and go. Just keep going. We're going. Oh, your story.
Yeah, I got one to throw at you.
Your story. I guess Shoestring's calling in. I
Is he
forgot to
calling
text
in?
him. No, I hadn't seen it. So I didn't. Oh, you need to get out there. You're not on it yet, though.
We never got
No,
that
it'll come over.
story,
It's
Chad.
a delay.
Look, you just move over there if you want to.
No,
I'm gonna get her to do a commercial right here in a minute. In a minute. What?
We never got the story from Shoestring.
What? Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Did you ever get it?
No. What? Where's it's on the phone? Oh, here we go.
It's a good song too.
All right.
Look at you jump the gun there a little
Oh,
bit.
man, if you guys get over here taking up all the airtime, I figured I'd get in here and say something.
Golly, you see what I deal with? You see what I deal with?
I'm prima donna.
He's good.
Angry prima
Free
donna.
mad dog, Donna.
I like the haircut.
Yeah.
I like that haircut.
But anyways,
Yeah,
you're
I ain't got no
listening.
choice.
You're listening. Well, them talking at the moment, but you're listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN. This is Renovation Nation live. I'm Chad Rowland, owner, the host of owner of RTM Roofing, and the great host. I'm the greatest of the best, and the goat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got your goat, all right.
And Chris Galbraith of Westwood Management, sitting here with James Oldham of Nashville Roof Consultants. Got Miss Kim Presley, Miss Carly Giannotti, and my lovely daughter over here, Miss Sarah Rowland in the background. We'll get her to do a commercial here in a minute. And she was wanting to talk
Yeah,
last night.
yeah,
So I'll get up there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last time she about to do something threw me under the bus. Hey, y'all need some more roofs.
Yeah.
I ain't getting fed this morning.
Yeah.
She should have heard that
Yeah,
one.
she should've.
She's like, I
You
got
didn't
something to
feed me.
say before this. We're like, whoa, man. I said, whoa, that went off script. And then all of a sudden, she's like, well, first I just want to say, I get to eat breakfast, so you need to, my dad needs to sell some more roofs. And I was like, oh, we didn't eat. We ran out of the house that quick in the morning. Anyhow, we're sitting here with James Oldham and now with National Roof Consultants. But hey, real quick, throw your number out because I forgot to do that last segment. Or best way to get a hold of you.
615-238-5737. That's NashvilleRoofConsultants.com. If
Find
you
you
want
on
to look
LinkedIn,
at the website, yep, LinkedIn under James Oldham or at Nashville Roof Consultants.
That's 615-238-5737. Again, that's 615-238-5737. And the websites he just talked about, my memory isn't that long. But that's why I repeat that song.
At least he is finally truthful. Freudian slip it may have been, but
I don't want to mess it up. He'll say I haven't said it. I don't want to mess it up.
The website will help explain a building envelope as well for people that are curious.
Yeah.
So NashvilleRoofConsultants.com.
So
there you go.
From the tease from the last segment, fire away, Chris.
All right,
What's your
so
problem?
I got a phone call about a roof leak in a neighborhood over in Franklin, and of course, when I get there, it's a one-story little ranch. So I walk around the ground, kind of looking up at it, seeing what I see, and I look up, and there's a 3-inch pipe boot, and the pipe's coming out of it, and it's got a PVC cap on top of the pipe, on top of the vent, the 3-inch vent coming out.
Yeah.
Like what?
I've seen that.
Who puts a cap on a vent line like that coming out of your house?
Plumber.
I don't know. Well,
Is that because they shut the line off and just not removing it? Because you typically don't want to cover, otherwise it's going to be smelling.
But they
in your
didn't
house.
add another. Well, here's the thing. They didn't add another one, and they only had an 1.25 inch and an 1.5 inch vent in this whole house.
So was it the 3-inch line?
It was the 3-inch line that just, that's what I'm saying.
Unless it was a Studer vent.
No. This was a cap. It was a cap on top because I got up on the roof. Well, first of all, when I saw that, as our responsibility as a property management company is to contact the homeowner.
Yeah.
She just bought that place. She just bought that place. I only give him like 8 pitches and above. If I can walk on
noticed that one. 2 stories, 3 stories, 8 stories.
I'm calling Chad. So I call her and set up an appointment, go in there because I want to get in the attic and see what's going on there. And I get in the attic, and they cut it off.
So now the pipe was cut off.
The pipe was cut off.
That explains the cap. But
but
the gas was venting.
But the gas was that whole house was venting out of 1.5 inches and 1.25 inches. Well, she had a contractor there doing a little remodel work for her, and I said, "Look, ma'am, this is an issue that's homeowner responsibility, but you need to get with your contractor and find out what's going on because you do not want that gas building up in your house.
That is exactly.
It will blow up.
Yeah, exactly.
Methane gas will blow up. It
flammable.
It is. Yep. So anyway, I just thought that was an odd thing to see.
And it happens.
And it does.
And we have seen some of this happen on these new builds that they're building where they don't even actually extend the pipe through the roof.
Oh, so it's in your attic.
They just stub them in the attic and never stick it through.
Man, and if all that gas is in your attic and you get a short on your electrical, dude, it's a bomb.
It is.
Methane
gas.
Yeah. So anyway, thought I'd run that by you, see if you guys had any explanations, but apparently I've stumped the masters.
I'm just
saying. Cut it for some reason, but who knows why?
Who knows why? And why did you not add something back?
There's no reason.
Yeah, there wasn't. Besides, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
But the 3 and 4s are normally your toilet.
Now, what happens when you get on roofs and you don't see any? Or is the 2 inches? Does the 2 inches or whatever?
It makes you question where their ventilation's at.
Yeah, because I run across a lot. There's not always a 3-inch pipe on a lot of roofs.
There should be. Every single house should at least have one.
I got one, but I've got the galvanized though. Mine's the 60s.
Iron.
Oh, the cast iron. Yes. And like typically, we do lead boots in our roofing systems. That's I know you've like them, don't like them, squirrels. I've still never had a squirrel eat one. Apparently, you're the squirrel whisperer.
Well, they chew through that lead, and I don't know why, but they do something chewing on that lead, and they sharpen their teeth.
I had one chew through some fascia metal 2 weeks
metal,
ago.
I've seen
they'll chew through
all kinds of fascia, but I've yet to run across the lead. I always hear the stories, but we primarily do lead boots on all of our PVC pipes. But we used to on our cast iron, but sometimes the cast iron's too far up. Then you gotta get the grinder, and then some of those old cast irons start cracking and busting.
Well, and also you get a reaction between the two metals
Yes.
sometimes, and
Yes.
it will actually eat the lead boot from the inside out.
Electrolysis.
There you go. Yeah, it's just like the copper when you see aluminum step flashing with copper counter flashing. Run across that. And before I ask you what that big deal is about that now we just do neoprene boots. We will do a neoprene boot on cast iron. It's just easy. And when we're doing typical repairs going out, we do a neoprene boot because you're going to get 10 more years. And that's usually about what's within the life expectancy of most of these
And
roofs
now with
already.
the repair kits they got for these neoprene boots, it's even better.
Yeah, I don't even like. I
Because
can't
they've
just
got the slide down
you know what? I went on a slide down yesterday and it's leaking like a sieve.
that somebody
I can't stand
called.
them. I
I
know.
run a bead of sealant and then slide it and set it in sealant and then seal it.
Yeah, but see, you do what 98% won't.
Yeah.
But I don't. I replace the boot. Heck with it. I can get in. Because here's what we do. We'll not only remove that boot, remove the shingles around it, put ice and water guard down, put our boot down,
Yeah.
put ice and water guard back down, sandwiching that boot. And then cover your shingles up and not leave 3/4 of the boot hang, the bottom flashing part of it exposed like
Yeah.
you see in a lot of places. They never run those other shingles and water just runs to the side. Well, if for some reason we couldn't put the shingle back for whatever crazy reason, it's sandwiched between ice and water guard. So I can take a spray hose and spray in there, and it's not going to go in that hole.
Yeah.
It will not. But getting back to what's wrong with everybody, there's a lot of people out here. It's got the copper with the aluminum step flash. You can see it's that bright glow underneath that pretty copper. What's the problem there?
Well, copper and aluminum. Copper touching aluminum the copper will eat the aluminum. And it's galvanic reaction between the two chemicals, and that's just the alloys and the metals that are different. So that's a big no-no. Now, I have seen copper standing seam roofs with aluminum gutters underneath, and just the dust from rain washing over the copper, the little particles of copper that wash with it, eat the bottom of the aluminum gutter out.
Wow.
So it can do that as well.
Okay. So pretty much the only cure to that, if you run across a big wall, it's got counter flashing, step flashing,
If you got copper step flashing, you got to have copper counter flash.
and vice versa.
Painted. Now you can paint or put a separator with something as simple as a piece of ice and water shield cut strip. Just as long as you don't have them
Touch
touching,
it.
you're good.
But that's a lot more labor to just
Yeah.
put copper with copper.
Yeah.
Isn't
If
that
you're
right?
going to pay for copper step flashing, then
Yep.
you're going to be paying for the copper counter flashing too.
That's yeah.
Yeah, you don't do
That's
one
right.
without the other.
No, that's right. But most people don't know that. But it's like we always joke about people don't know what they don't know. Stephen Richard Jr. Richard Bespoke. When I do my crazy outfits, you can't break dress rules if you don't know them.
Yeah.
So
You
even
see
though
a lot on chimneys. You do see a lot of the copper
Yeah.
step flashings, and then somebody uses a painted aluminum, and over time it just eats away at that aluminum.
Yeah, I run across it a lot. And it doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much to do it right. And now there's actually products if you don't want copper standard trim coil and by George, if you're putting step flashing under counter flashing, make it match.
Yeah.
There's not hardly a penny difference, maybe a penny, in buying painted or burnt in step flashing.
Yeah.
Painted black, brown, white, whatever. There's just some basic colors, not a lot. But same with your counter flashings, burn in. It's going to last as long as that roof is. And I wouldn't necessarily per se put it 1-to-1 with copper, but it's going to be almost as long as you're going to need it, just like with the copper there. Unless you're doing that full roof of copper, like we determined already was about 2,000 a square. Yep. So
You can get there.
yeah,
With copper,
but
you can
like we were
install
saying
copper.
of before, the average roof replacement 7 to 10 years here in Tennessee, or 8 to 10 years, somewhere right in that area, and the average roof cost is $6,000 to $10,000. And so if you replace, 5 roofs in your lifetime, you're probably getting close. And if that's going to be your final home.
But wait, Chad, what about these new lifetime shingles? I love the tag of lifetime because they expect over that 30-year period, these are
You're gonna
30-year
die.
shingles.
Someone's dying.
They do not expect us to live the lifetime.
Well,
of
the
the
same
roofs
thing
that
with
we
auto
put on.
parts.
Yep.
They do that with auto parts. Anything you're like, ooh, and then you forget when you buy it. You're like, and then it's too late.
But let me give you what I run into. I always do, this is my famous shtick, if you will. I'll go up and be like, when's the last time you had your roof inspected? And they'll be like, it's 8 years, but it's one of those 50-year roofs. I'm like, okay. Then I'll ask them the age of the drive, and, then you change oil in your car, but you don't get your roof maintenance, and that's depreciating. Your roof is appreciating, or actually your building is, but it's not with a dilapidated roof. But that cracks me up that, that when I do that, that people don't understand. They don't grasp. They think 50 years, and I go, no. Okay, take a certainty, for example, or GAF, or a lot of them, like except IKO. IKO does a 15-year, but I'll get to that. That they'll say they have a 50-year warranty. Okay, what does that 50-year manufacturer's warranty mean? It means that you're coming back next segment to hear. Is what it really means. And I will get back into that as we sway and swagger. He's got some little music going, a little Huey Lewis. That's what I'm talking about.
It's been a while.
He's on it. Just a little bit. But anyways, we're coming back. You're listening to Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 997 WTN. This is brought to you by RTM Roofing, CN3.
Am I gonna do it myself?
Yep, you're going next. I'm going to have you kick it off, and then we'll keep talking.
Daddy,
Huey Lewis.
the phone number is 645-500-0751.
This is it.
It should
You
be
need to be on the
uploaded.
other side of this,
Let's
though,
see.
so we can get your face on the Facebook Live. Thank you.
But I
Yeah,
can
we were
say
trying not to
also-
disrupt Chad.
This is a true discount.
There you go. Get your pretty
No,
face on.
still kind of be face on, not your profile. There you go. Just be on this side of it, so we can probably go.
Show 'em your radio face.
Oh, yeah, I look
Radio
so,
face.
I look so great today.
The live will get you at your worst moments. Don't worry.
Yeah, I need a shave. I wasn't prepared for this.
Yeah, one of my pictures, I was like looking down. I have like 17 chins. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
we can sit and talk. You could. Yeah.
Get all laid back.
You can kick it.
Hey, did you like my... Hello, everybody.
I know.
I wanted to go. This is
Step
Johnny K.
brothers.
Hello, everybody. This is Johnny K.
Hello, Miss
No, I definitely, maybe like once a month come on or something, or once every 4 to 6 weeks, just come in, and because we can sit here and talk about.
You should... You don't get phone calls?
No, I don't want phone calls.
Man, I've been.
They
I,
have, and that was actually really good.
Well, I sabotaged the last live show with we're taking live phone calls next segment. You looked at me like, dude.
And it was perfect.
Yeah,
The
we
way
got
it
no,
all
it was
lined up
Jason
with that
Scott,
guy,
you know, and
James.
And then the one time,
Yeah,
yeah.
we will. Yeah, we
Accidentally,
can.
right.
It's just that sometimes
You got a plot and plan.
But you
Yeah,
need a
because-
2-hour show, really,
Yeah.
is what you need. If you
because
want to
we're already going to the last segment now. We got 10 minutes left when we come back, and it's
We ain't even touched on
we've not even touched on the TPO.
that would be our feeder for... You'd be like, well,
The
next
next
time he comes in
we'll do that. All right, I will do that. No.
and feed into it. Because you could start breaking off on it now for a 10-minute conversation.
Yeah, exactly. And then we
Let's
take a few
jump-
phone calls in a
Let's jump to a
segment.
different part of residential and talk about the commercial style of residential.
Yeah.
And what are you seeing out there? And then I'll kick in on, well, check your insulation R value. Who's checking this before you buy this house?
Whatever happened to the blower door test they're supposed to start doing in Tennessee on these houses?
What's
Are
the
they-
blower door
are they-
test? Oh, is that the
It's
air,
supposed
like
to be,
encapsulated or something?
it was supposed to kick in this year.
Yeah.
But now I think they're going back to 2019, which is E3 installation does blower doors. See, we're doing chamber tests.
What do you
all
call
over.
that? What is that?
What's that?
The blower
It's
door
an
thing.
ASTM. It depends on which ASTM they're following, but it is an ASTM.
What's the test? I mean, how do you do the test?
You build a chamber, stick a vacuum in.
Oh, just like
But you got to know the pressures and the ratings of the door, which I've been testing all week, last week in Brentwood.
just to see if they've
Yeah.
got the proper.
Well, then you take
sealant and
a
all.
smoke gun and go around windows
Oh,
and
and see what's
see
going
if
out.
if you're losing stuff. And
You can suction the whole house at one time
What's under your
with
the
the
black?
right blower.
no shit.
Oh,
So
it's
you
still
just
black under here.
set it up and just walk
That's
around to
all right.
every window and just see what
Well,
you're.
you can do it from exterior to exterior to interior.
We're about
We do
probably
it with
in
water.
30 seconds.
So I test with water.
Hey, so I probably right after this one. It's probably gonna be close.
How do you do?
Nope, one more.
I want to find out in the parking lot how you do that.
I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting.
I
This
just
is-
think it's funny
this-
that he's making
this
fun of
is
people
me.
who talk too much.
Yeah. Oh,
Today in school,
yeah.
I'm the host.
What's that got to do with anything?
No. Just not use it. I've been waiting a
That's
year to
his
use
one
it.
time. His one time he can use that.
I learned I have no friends. In English,
I did. I made so I was like,
Yeah.
at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell.
I smell. That's why I sit over here by myself.
of course you smell like chemistry. You got all the chemicals on you. That's why you're supposed to wear your old shirts.
Breaking Chad.
Didn't you see Breaking Bad?
I learned that
He's always in his
Hey, what did
underwear.
I
and
see?
changes
How
clothes.
come I saw you change the location of Oktoberfest?
the only thing I didn't learn
Or
today
Oktoberfest?
Ain't no Oktoberfest.
is why no one ever helps.
No.
Kids witness
You live on Facebook.
They want to help.
Nice.
Teach them how to
I didn't know the rules.
Oh yeah. You don't know him, can't break him. You don't know him.
That's right.
This hour of program
programming
I
brought
think
to
it
you
punks
by
us here. I think it
RTM
punks us
Roofing.
here.
Go to rtmroofing.com for all your roofing needs.
Oh, that's more comfortable.
No. That's right.
Too bad they can't hear that on
This,
Facebook Live.
keep that rolling. This show is over. And we just gonna listen to this the rest of the way. We got James and Jimmy. How can you go
Yeah,
wrong around
that's
here?
Right.
You're listening to Renovation Nation and some Hendrix, man. That's a killer
That is
song,
a good
man.
song.
But this is Renovation Nation live on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. By the way, you can reach RTM Roofing at 615-500-0751. Again, that's 615-500-0751. Or go to rtmroofing.com and you can fill out a little deal up there. Just click Contact Us and be happy to come out and give you a complimentary inspection and check and see what you got and help you budget and all the good stuff we do. Flying a little bit because I want to get to some more important stuff. First of all, you ready over here? Get over here. We're going to have Miss Sharon do our commercial for us.
Okay. RTM Roofing wants to thank those who serve and protect. If you are active or previous military, a first responder, police force, or fire department, RTM Roofing wants to offer you a discount on your new roof. This is a true discount. In fact, have RTM Roofing out for your new roof quote. Then ask for your discount and watch them knock 10% off. It's just their way of saying thank you for all that you do to protect and serve. Remember, with RTM Roofing, no job is too small, even a one shingle repair. And don't forget to tune into Renovation Nation every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on Super Talk.
Good job.
And tell them the B-Man sent you.
And tell them tell Sharon sent you.
I heard something fall.
But that is, Jamie, I didn't know if you were knew if we were doing that or not. And by the way, if you are a veteran out there or a first responder, don't let us know that when we're out there estimating it. I mean, I'm not raising it 10% to drop it 10% anyhow. I'm not doing that old, sleight of hand. Yeah, no. You hold it to the last minute, you get your estimate, and that's for new roofs. Repairs, we'll do what we can, but they're a little finer, and then the 10% off repair might be $5, which that's good. I mean, I'll do something like that. But the main thing is on your new roof. If you've got, once we give you that, let's say it's $8,000, and you pop that card out, it's $7,200. So it's a true discount. I want to give back to the people that do the things for us that when you need it. They get a hard enough time, it seems, nowadays, and I'm sick of it. So here, I'll do something for you guys. Anyway, so now back to what we were talking about. What was it?
Well, we were talking about.
No one laughed one day. I thought that was gonna be funny.
It was serious. Like, what were we talking about?
We were talking about
Live from Colorado.
That's closer to the truth than you know.
But anyways, so we're here with James Oldham, National Roof Consultants. You can reach him at 615-238-5737, talking about building envelopes. We're going to start bringing him on. We were talking off air. Every maybe 3 to 5, 6 weeks, bring him on because he's a wealth of knowledge, and I can even learn a lot from this guy. So if I can learn it, I know a lot of other people can out there that has these problems such as commercial roofing. Such as how do you maintenance it? What you're seeing out there. So tell me, Jamie. Doing roofing consulting, do you do the entire building envelope, or do you just specialize in certain areas of that?
No, and so now.
And second question, real quick.
Yep.
Do you focus residential and or commercial, or the cross of that?
We do it all. So I do residential. You don't really see a lot coming in for residential because typically they'll call a contractor and take their contractor's word on it until there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll call in a third-party consultant. So as far as National Roof Consultants goes, we focus on the entire building envelope. We don't just focus on roofs. The reason why it's National Roof Consultants is because when somebody thinks of water, they think roof. I mean, most of the time, water.
And call a restoration company, not a roofer.
Right. I mean,
no offense, we got some great restoration companies out there, but
they do. I mean, and it's like that. So even for basements, I mean, basement water intrusion. I mean, that's stuff that I chase. I mean, that's what I do is chase water. So it's all over the entire facility. It's not just roofs, but most of the time you're dealing with roof consulting, which is big, giant commercial buildings and school facilities or residential applications like what they're building now. You're seeing a lot more of the flat roofs coming up on the tall and skinnies, and stuff that I'm seeing they're not installing these right.
And how is that? What? Give me an example. I know it's it'd take 4 days to get it all.
Yeah. Per Metro Code, you have to have a certain R value. The R value is what's in your insulation. So when you do a flat style roof, you have to have this R value either above deck or below deck. So the new codes, you're pushing an R35 for updated codes to where we're at. That's your base minimum R value above roof deck. Below roof deck, it's an R38, but it's got to be applied straight to the bottom side of the roof deck if you're going to have open ceilings, etc., etc. And even in a non-open ceiling, such if you have a plenum, your plenum is the space between your drywall ceiling and your roof deck. Well, if they only insulate the bottom side, which is your drywall side, what's keeping that thermal transmission from your roof coming into your interior? So on a commercial style roof, the people that are putting these roofs on, for one, please know what you're installing and please know how it needs to be installed per codes. There's a lot of contractors out there, not to knock anybody in particular, because I have no clue who's installing these.
How are they getting past codes, though?
That's a good question, how Metro Codes is not picking this up, and I'm just wondering, is the contractor stating, and Metro can't see it, they can't put their eyes on it physically without destructive surveying to find out what it is, and
that's called a core sample on that.
It is. It's a core sample, and then in the consultant world, it's destructive surveying.
Okay.
But
destructive surveying.
It is. I mean, it's
down on the DS is what we are,
and that's total insurance legalities there. So core samples do tell you a lot. And you can cut through those roofs and find out what's on it. But
and reseal it, like a TPO reseal it, and it's fine. That patch will be there as long as anything, as your T-patches are in your corners and everything else.
And that's all surface. I mean, you can inspect that very easily. A homeowner can inspect that on a flat roof as long as they can get to it and they know their safety protocols not to fall off the edge.
Yes.
You know, I mean, if you know what you're looking at, but for the maintenance
most
standpoint,
don't get on your roof. Call us. We'll go do it.
Yeah,
that's the best safety protocol I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Don't
but
fall.
Now,
it's pretty simple. Kiss, keep it simple, baby.
And hopefully you don't have your spouse mad at you. She won't shove you off if you're up there.
I want to. Go ahead. Keep going.
What you're seeing a lot more now is rooftop patios.
Yes.
And a lot of these have single ply membranes underneath, and these are on residential applications. And I'm not sure that people know what they've got underneath it, and they've got problems, and
I'm sitting here going back over here towards the sound stadium. I go back and look at that rubber mulch, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it was a ballast systems. I think I added it for aesthetic.
Probably fully adhered with. They did that for aesthetic.
Yes, and it will not allow water off the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like going into a bunch of moss. It's absorbing it, but it's not letting it run, and then it's waiting. And when you get the water weight, it's 8 pounds, I think, a gallon.
Yeah,
8 point something.
Yeah.
That you get 8.053, I think, if I remember, per gallon. And you get 150 gallons up there. You got 1,000 pounds over that.
Yeah.
And it's going to mash your insulation down, and it'll always hold it after that. Wow! See how quick this goes. We're bringing you back. And lastly, get back to my question or what I was saying earlier. Your warranties on your shingles are typically 10 years non-prorated, then they prorate it up to 50. Shingle only, no labor. If they find one bad nail out of spot, one other thing out of spot, something warranty is gone. That's why you got to know who does your roofing. And who does your roofing is RTM Roofing. A lot of people try to imitate us. Oh, I ain't got any good synonyms or something, but I was going to roll with it.
I was going to say, Carly's got to go.
Man, I was about to.
No, they don't.
I know they can't. That's right, because we do it right. It's the way we roll. But John Wayne always says, life is hard. It's even harder when you're stupid. See you in a week.
See you.
Peace. You can see y'all next Saturday. Have fun. That was funny.